guys, welcome back to Ashley's Homestead Adventures. This morning we are in the feed room, and I actually just got it all cleaned up again yesterday, which felt good. Like I said, I've been kind of just doing a bunch of catch-up tasks and trying to get things cleaned up around here. But we are in the feed room this morning. We're going to make up Billie Jean and Velvet's grain, I actually need to make a new batch of Billie Jean's grain, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to get the horses out for the day, and of course get our morning chores done. So come along, we'll see what we can get into today. So before I go screwing it all up, I did get the feed room looking remotely clean yesterday, which feels nice. I got all my stuff organized, you know, my medicines and all of that organized here, and then now I have more room on my countertop, which is really nice. And then I went ahead and swept out the garage for Mr. Wonderful, so it's looking a little bit better. But I need to get Billie Jean's feed made up. As you can see, she's at the bottom of the barrel here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get Velvet her grain as well. Okay, and there it is. I don't know. There's her new mixture done up, and I'll get some out for you. Maybe put out some breakfast. There's a little bit in there. That's just what was left of the old batch, and she can have that for free today. Can you hear her in the background? Throwing a fit. Okay. So here it is. Not a very good representation of it. Here. There. So there's cattle cubes, there's sunflower seeds, there's Milo, cottonseed meal, soybean meal, alfalfa pellets is what you see there. That's what her mixture is this time. And as always, like I've told you guys in the past, the mixtures for the feeds that I make, which I make my crepe feed for my calves, and I make my chicken feed also. And it changes depending on what I can find, what I can get. I end up getting all of my feeds from like 5 different feed stores. So let's just say if I haven't been to Mountain View in a while, then I don't have the feeds that I get from Mountain View. So that's just part of living in rural America and not really being able to afford to, you know, ship things in, and not being a big enough farm to have semi-truckloads of things brought in. I mean, I've only got 1 cow, so you know, I'm just basically a hobby mini farm. So with that being said, it's a little bit more of a challenge for me to get feed, but we get what we can and we mix up what we can, and that's going to end up being about 18% feed for Billie Jean, and she only gets 3 pounds a day, so it's more of a treat to keep her coming up so I can fly spray her and treat her and worm her and all that, and handle her, because I like my animals to be tame, because I am a woman on a homestead all by myself in the summertime. So if something happens, I want to be able to handle it. But super windy, so I might have to just vlog over this. Come on, baby. Oh, she's sassy this morning. Are you sassy? You want your breakfast? check minerals on my way by. They look good. Right now she's getting a white salt and a cattle mineral, free choice. I did get the compost turned yesterday, so that feels really good. We're starting to make some pretty decent compost. I'm really liking the color of it, and you can tell that first pile there is 3 months old, and then that's 2 months old, and then that's just in the last month, so big difference. And then of course we have the 4-month-old and older compost up at the garden, but it's pretty cool to see the different colors right there. Gotta pay the toll and make the barn police happy. Okay, it is time to get everybody out so I can get their stalls cleaned. They have all had their morning snacks, what they wanted of them. And so let's get all these guys out to pasture. Boy, it's windy today. All right, everybody's out. I discovered that she needed water, so we're filling up her water. I got this bed planted in carrots. Alright, stalls are all clean. On to the next thing. Look at that big old bed of sawdust. Isn't that awesome? Love it. Also, now that we fed the barn police, they're completely slacking on the job. There's one there, 2 there, 3 up there. Feed them and they quit working. Okay, so it's later on in the evening. We had to go to town, but I'm heading down to clean out the storm shelter. We are coming on that time of year and it needs to be cleaned. So if you guys want to see it, come along. So here's what I've got. I've got a broom. I've got a couple cots because you'll see there's furniture already in there that I kind of want to swap out with a couple cots. And then I have my spider deterrent. It's just essential oils with alcohol. So anyway, this is what it looks like right now to get there. So I'll take you in there to show you what it looks like. I have not been in here since fall, so it's been a minute since I've been here, at least, well, 6 months probably. So and you don't want it to look like this and be worried about snakes and spiders and things when you need to get into it. So let's just go in there and see what we got, and then we will sweep and clean it out. pretty good. I just rearranged it in fall, but we're wanting to take out this furniture and put in a couple cots instead, just because there's just not really that much room for me and the dogs in here. And it looks, I mean, there's not that many cobwebs and stuff. It looks pretty clean in here. As you can see, I've got water down here, lighter, candles. But the main thing is just, that's really deep leaves, and I don't really want to be trudging through that to get to the storm shelter. So it's time to get to work. Okay, so we repurposed the bench for out here next to the storm shelter, and I may, because I've been kind of looking for a place to put the dog pool since we built another chicken coop, which I haven't gone through with you guys yet, and I will. I'm just not ready to show you yet. I'm going to paint it. But the kiddie pool is up there behind the trailer right now, and I need a better place for it. So I kind of thought that this was a cool place to put this bench because it's overlooking the pretty pasture. But we'll see. We'll see how long it stays. And then I went ahead and took, you can see string line up here. Mr. Wonderful is building more fence. He's fixing to finish this pasture here, and Billie Jean will move over from there to here real soon. He's got his T-posts laid out. He's working hard. So I did move the two chairs up here on either side of the bird bath, and I'll figure out, I'm not sure. I know that I want this table to be here for sitting out here, and it's nice to have it to set things on when I am working in the great big garden, when I get the great big garden going, which also you guys can see there's things laying about that are indicating that we're going to start working on this great big garden. But so this is where the wicker chairs ended up, on either side of the bird bath, which reminds me I need to fill that. And this is how it happens, you guys. You know, you're on one project, and I know I'm not the only one. I know I've seen it on Facebook, you know, the memes that say I was going to do this, and then I saw this, and so then I did this, and this is how it happens. We're doing one task, and then we see that another task needs to be done. So then we're on to doing that task, and so here I am getting the bird bath filled up. Okay, so it's much better. There it is. And another reason for getting all of that wicker, I love that stuff. I love the look of it. But one of the big problems that I did actually have an incident where I needed to come down and use this last fall, was that the dog's feet, you know, they were scared too. And they wanted to get up and sit with me, and they couldn't because of the cracks in the wicker. Where now, Bee, come on, Bee, come on. Now I don't have to worry. She can get up here, and I don't have to worry about her little feet falling through the cracks. And when not only that, but there's a lot of room now. It doesn't seem like there's much room, but there's a lot of room now for the other dogs to, you know, make themselves comfortable, or they can get up here with me. So if and when the time comes, we now have a clean, debugged storm shelter, and all the candles are lit. So I always kind of light them when I clean, just to get all the dust off and make sure that if for whatever reason we don't have power, come on Hops, Hazy Hops, come on. Come on, buddy. You wanna come up here? Yeah, I don't know. If for whatever reason we lose power, I like to be able to just light them right off the bat. Hops!
Why are you sneaking? Why are you sneaking? Huh? I know, it's weird. He doesn't particularly, it's actually pretty amazing that he is the one that's coming in here and saying hi. He is the one who is hard to get in here in an emergency. He gets analysis paralysis and overthinks it, and he's the last one for me to get in here when we're rushing to pack in here. So it's good for him to come in here and just get good vibes, and I'll sit in here for a minute and talk to you guys, and also when I get off of here, I'll bring the other dogs all in here and just do a practice run of shelter, and that's my keyword, you know, let's go to the shelter, and so they know that this is, you know, this is fine, they can come in here and they can lay down, and I'm not gonna lock them in here, they'll be in here with me. So for those of you that are wondering, that are new here, welcome, first of all. But I live in north central Arkansas, where we do have severe weather cases at sometimes, and we have big strong winds, they call them straight line winds, and we have hail, damaging hail, but more importantly, what the storm shelter is for tornadoes. And so we do get tornado warnings and things. I've never seen one, but this is a nice, safe place for us. I come down here, bring all the dogs down here, and that's kind of why it's important for me to get it clean and make sure that if for whatever reason I do need to use it, that it's ready for all of us. And in the case that we get a tornado warning and they say take shelter, this is where we come. So I do have it. It's concrete, you know, as you can see, and the people that lived here before had little kids, so they wrote on the concrete walls, and I've left it there. I think it's adorable. And so yeah, some of you wonder about my storm shelter and if I have a safe place to go when there's severe weather, and yes I do. I have a very safe place to go. So, and it, as you can see, it has lights that work. So, and I've never been down here in the case where we lose electricity, but it does happen. So hence the reason why I have candles, old and new, and just make sure that everything works. So there's my next task, and we're just taking a break in the storm shelter. Going through our trial run here. Rescue more! Shelter! Good girl. Good girl.
See, Rimmer had no problem making herself to home. So we've done our practice run, and we're ready to go. Hopefully we won't have to use it, but if we do, we are prepared, not scared. All right, Missy Rescue, come on. It's a steel door. And with that, you guys, I have lost light, and it's time to go in and cook dinner. So I hope that you enjoyed coming along with me today, and I hope that you guys had a great day. I'll catch you on the next one. Yours truly.